just trying to figure out how you continue to have sex with somebody that clearly tell you he ugly. I can't get no understanding. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So I know y'all seen this week's episode of Married at First Sight. Hey guys, so here we go. Y'all already know that we have begun our chit chat session of Married at First Sight. So this week's episode, we're going pretty much giving you guys a summary of what took place this time. Is that everyone has come back from the honeymoon and they have moved into their houses that they're going to be in for the next couple of weeks, and they have met with Pastor Cal just for him to get a temperature check of the relationships. Okay, cool, boom, here we go. So just picking a couple at random. I do realize what that man's name is. His name is Jacob and not Meat and Eggs. But I still don't remember what that girl's name is. I have no idea. So clearly in this episode, Jacob is over it, okay? At least in the first part of it. This man has pretty much accused this girl of having a boyfriend on the side. High strung, like anything you could think of, he has pretty much said, this ain't gonna work, clearly. Now, he was a bit extra for going that far. However, I can see where he may feel a little like, what is going on? Because to me, I can't get no understanding. Here's the thing. They're strangers and I know they're married, but I can't get no understanding of how you have sex and then all of a sudden, like, you don't like me no more. So, now granted, their age difference is a bit, I don't know how they're going to maneuver that, because, like, he really owns some 80s and he keeps making those comments about, like, don't you remember back in the 80s? No, bro, like, she younger than you. Like, like, and like I said, I'm not saying that like older relationships don't work, but when they are that far apart, it is a bit much. It does seem that she pretty much ended up being real turned off at this point. But after meeting with Pastor Cal, who is Dr. Cal? Pastor Cal, it seems like, you know, he was man enough to apologize, and that is a grown man there. He was big enough to apologize for the things that he had said, and so we shall see how they should go from there. We shall see. Moving on to Ryan and Clara, they're actually too cute. I like them a lot. She is a really gullible person and she's real lovable, and Ryan has never said I love you, and so he wants to take it slow and she ready to go ahead and get it popping. So this should be interesting to see how long he gonna prolong this physical situation. I actually thought they had all been physical, but they doing everything but that. And here's the thing. I am so not a fan of doing everything but. We can do everything but for a little bit, but at some point, what we about to do? And I feel like that's what Clara feeling. What we about to do? Are we doing it or not? I'm just saying. So we shall see how that goes. I feel like that might be some of the issue. If he never falls in love with her, that's going to be an issue. And if they don't ever end up being physical, that's really going to be an issue for her. Because if you could peep when he was like, Pastor Cal was like, oh, you know, that's fine, as long as y'all both were okay. And her whole facial expression changed. So, yeah. Moving on to Brianna and Vincent. So, they are still my favorite couple. However, she is still super, super bossy. And he has also had enough. So, here's the thing. So, they're popping bottles or whatever. in the new apartment, and it spills everywhere. So I can see that she was definitely being jokey about the situation, but I do think in the beginning, not knowing, you got to kind of read the room. Men don't like when men make a mistake or spill something. It's kind of like you almost need to either walk away, not address it, read the room and see how they acted, because you can make a joke or you cannot. And she obviously did not read the room. He was chill with it, but you could tell. So yeah, he was pretty chill at first when he spilt like the wine, but you could kind of tell, like, as she was joking or whatever, that he really wasn't here for the jokes. And I think the Vinny thing, clearly because he mentioned it, really kind of bothered him or whatever. So he really felt like he was disrespected. I kind of feel like if she hadn't already been like bossing him around, and maybe if they had known each other a little bit more and she had read the room, that he might could have taken it more as a joke. But I think because this is almost like the second or third offense of her bossing him around, he really felt belittled in that moment, and Vinny must have made him feel belittled, so it really bothered him. Now what I was surprised was that he left. First of all, what we not gonna do, we are married and we don't leave, okay? You can be angry and you can go into another room briefly, but at the end of the night, we will lay down in this bed and you could turn over or whatever, and I will talk to you. We shouldn't go to bed mad, but if for some odd reason it's just unreconcilable and we really just can't come to an understanding or whatever tonight, I do believe, you should just take a minute apart and then come back and maybe discuss when your heads are not as you're not as upset, but we don't leave the house, because I honestly don't feel like it was that deep to. Now, I'm not downplaying how he felt. What I'm saying is I don't think it was on a level to leave. You can feel how you want to feel, but I don't think it was grounds to leave. Just my 2 cents. Comment down below and let me know how you feel. Moving on to Eric and Virginia. Now, I didn't know they'd been physical. So we find that out with Pastor Cal. But what we're also starting to see is we're definitely starting to see an age difference in maturity level starting to come out now. You can see when they're visiting each other's houses, that he has the more mature, more, she called it the bachelor pad. I actually thought that the house was quite nice. I would have been okay to come and live there, where she was more the cozy, have pictures of friends and stuff up. And that's where you can kind of start to see the difference in the ages, because I feel like as you get older, it's not that you don't have pictures of your friends up, but it ain't like the dorm. You feel me? We got pictures up, but it ain't like your dorm. She's really having a hard time with some of the requests that he's making. We already discussed that he's having a hard time about the guy best friends or whatever. But she also alluded that she would be, I think maybe he would be okay with it, but it's the going and the drinking and passing out on your guy best friend's couch. I don't know any man that's going to allow that. And she feel away. And even Pastor Cal was like, oh, no. First of all, it really comes to a moment of your man really ain't trying to have you getting so pissy drunk that you got to pass out on a couch all the time. Now, things happen, you get turned, and it is what it is. But at that point, you call your man. Don't just be laying on another dude's couch. Don't do that. She's also having a hard time about the check-in ordeal. Here's the thing. I don't check in everywhere I go. I will say that. So, if I'm going to the store, I'm going to the store when I left. I'm not going to say I'm at Walmart. If I've been gone for quite some time, I'll probably do a check-in or whatever. Like if for some odd reason I thought I was going to one store, however, 5 stores later. But I'll check in, maybe just say something, oh, okay. And most of the time that check-in is just kind of to be like, hey, what you plan to eat for dinner? So I'm alive, I'm not on the side of the road. What you plan to eat for dinner so that I can bring it home? And then I may say, I'm on the way. Now, I didn't always do that, but I do feel like in the time that we're in, with a lot of, our black males and women that things are happening randomly to them, that I do see more of the importance of checking in now than I did before. But like I said, I'm not going to tell you every store that I'm going to. Now, I will say that in the beginning, when there was a lot of the social injustice going on, that when I would go and do walks, like on the trail or whatever, I would share my location with him. That way, if something would happen, you would know that's where I am. Now, if I'm going on a trip or whatever, and I'm using my GPS, I will share my location. Just because if you know that it says I should get here, and it's 4 hours later, and I will say if I go and travel out of the city or something like that, I will say, hey, I'm here, something like that. Or if the weather's pretty bad, I'll let you know if I arrive, type thing. I don't think there's any wrong with checking as a precaution to make sure you made it safely, but the keeping tabs or every store I'm going in, I went down this hour, I'm not about to do that. Now, one of the things is she doesn't like the whole having to ask him before he goes, and I can kind of feel her, and I feel like it's hard to tell. It may not be the way she thinks it is. However, his wording isn't well. Like, I don't ask my husband, can I go, as far as permission. I will speak to him about it before I agree to where I'm going. Well, I'm getting better. I try to let him know about it before I'm going for many different reasons. Just to check in to make sure you don't have plans for us already. And if if you could watch Daniel for us while I can go be with my friends or something like that. It's kind of on that type level. But I don't ask for a permission standpoint. But again, we kind of got to understand it that nobody's really asking for permission. For me, the only time I want to know where he's going is just to make sure I don't plan for us to be cuddled up tonight and I know you going somewhere. So I really think if that is on the basis that he wants it, he needs to really kind of like say it that way and not make it seem like you got to ask me, because you got to remember there is an age difference, and to her it sounds like you're trying to be my daddy. She not having that. Comment down below about how you feel about that. Do you feel like it's okay? Do you guys check in? Do you feel like there's dictatorship? How do y'all feel about that? Comment down below. I'd be interested to see how you feel about that. Yeah, okay, who would you need? Are we to the grand finale? Yes, now for what we always be waiting for. We are here with Paige and Chris. Now I'm gonna let y'all know, I'm starting to get upset, okay? Now, we already know that Chris is trash, okay? But at this point, I'm starting to get pissed off with Paige. I really am. Because at this point, first of all, I'm riding for you. I'm your ride or die, because this is ordained by God. First of all, let me tell you something. God does want marriage. However, your Mr. Right, it's not going to always be rosy colored roses all the time and skipping in the park and, oh my God, I love him so much. There are going to be times that you want to choke him. But it ain't on no level like this. Let's be clear. The man that God wants for you is not trash. Do he work your last nerves? Yes. Is he trash? No. Glad we cleared that up. So, here we go. We get back from the honeymoon. And you take a whole flight mid travel and be like, oh yeah, I'm about to go to Chicago. Where? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Okay, boom. So now I gotta go to the apartment or whatever without you. Okay, boom. You come. Now the cameras can't be filmed. Can y'all help me understand why do y'all do this experiment if y'all don't ever want to be on camera? What did you think this was, bruh? I'm about sick of people being upset about I don't want the cameras to be around. So why did you sign up? Okay. Then off camera, pretty much you say that you have decided to be with your ex and you want a divorce. Flips whole table. So is that what you went to Chicago to do? You ain't had to come back for this. You could have sent me a text. No, that's trash. You did right coming back. But what I'm saying is, really though? Okay, so now Paige is crunk. She bout that life, Paige. F him, all that. She bout that life or whatever. And Aaron is dirty laundry. Okay, so Pastor Cal come. And what it seems to me is that Pastor Cal, and I'm hopeful that the therapist, didn't know it was like this. Because the look on Pastor Cal's face is pure shock. I think they knew about the ex, but I don't think it was like that. Pretty much we already know she's 6 weeks. Clearly y'all had sex during the process. What pisses me off is Paige and them been slapping cheeks the whole while. Let me tell you something. I'll let you live the first 2 times, the wedding night and that morning, because you was my husband and okay, I'm trying to make this work. But you told me I was ugly after that. In so many words. You wouldn't have gotten that nay cheekage from me because you told me I was ugly. Access denied. Desert don't got nothing for you. You doing it every day at this point. You done found out this man has a baby on the way. Don't none of my lower half work when I find out this is going on. Okay? And then you want to divorce me. Y'all won't use the protection. You was almost baby mama number 2. I'm trying to understand now granted, I have been in some dark places and I have done some things because I felt like this was the only way that I could be with this person. Like, the person would not want to be with me, but he still was kind of checking for me. But he ain't never said I was ugly or nothing. But, I mean, clearly I knew he never want to be with me in a relationship, but I was good enough for the cheeks. But I was in a dark place. But let me tell you something, baby. Clearly, you real estate. You a whole queen. I'm trying to understand why you dealing with the bottom of the barrel. So, what gets me is, this man also feels the need to say on the couch, talking about in my ex's defense, she a great woman. I don't care nothing about you. I ain't got no beef with her. I don't know, I might, because I'm petty like that. But I don't give a darn about your ex. I done heard a little bit too much about your ex, and don't come up here and try to validate her in this conversation. Point blank, period. Okay? Then on top of that, pretty much you say you want a divorce or whatever. Pastor Cal leave. In my mind, if I was Paige, I'm trying to figure out why you still on this couch. We not together at this point. In my head, you said you want a divorce. We not together. You should have left with Pastor Cal. You still here and gonna grin at me and whisper in my ear, don't touch me. First of all. And you gonna have the audacity to whisper in my ear that I'm afraid I'm gonna fall in love with you. Flip the table. If you don't stop, you must have came here horny is what you came. Cause you know that you can grin at me, lick your lips, whisper sweet absolute nothings in my ear and still get cheeks. Girl, bye. I thought you was the victim. Now, granted, you got the bad end of the stick, and this ain't fair. Do I feel like you're going to make a beautiful wife? Yes. However, this man ain't your husband, and I'm pissed that you keep doing it with this man and believing in this man. And all I know is you better not still be with this man for the rest of the season. We should be real interested to see how this goes. And yes, I know I'm fired up, but y'all, I was heated with this foolery. I mean, she up here. Okay, I'm gonna walk away now. Girl, you sound like you got butterflies. Like this is like the first, like he your crush. Girl, pack your bags and leave. Or if you still gonna film, he can't come there. Comment down below how y'all feel about this mess. And as y'all see in the darn, I'm trying to figure out what business that I have to be talking to you or your baby mama. Yeah, I'm fired up. That's it, y'all. That's the end of the video because I done got mad all over again. Comment down below. Let me know how you felt about this video, about this episode. And make sure you watch next week because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a hot mess. Love you guys. Bye.